February 21st, 2020. DRutter here. People keep asking why I've been quiet about gold's recent confirmation that the bottom is in and the bull market has resumed. I'll get to that, but first, as you can see, gold priced in US dollars has just hit 1650, a 7-year nominal high. It has only been higher for a short period in late 2011, the first few months of 2012, and a few months ending in early 2013. Clearly the bull market is back, but is today's move really the first clear sign of that? Was anyone able to call the bull market back when it really began, which was exactly 4 years ago, mid-February 2016? Perhaps a hedge fund manager with billions at his fingertips, a trendsetter, somebody with lots of degrees and money so that others feel they're credible and likely to be right? Well, one person I know of who identified the bottom when it happened was Mike Maloney. The other person I know of was me. Please see my February 11th, 2016 video linked below, titled, "Has Gold Bottomed?" Yes. Yes, it has. Where I made it plainly obvious that I saw gold as being 100% fully in bull market mode. Does anyone know of anyone anywhere who called the bull market in gold sooner or more clearly than I did? But I'm not a one-trick pony. I've been right about gold and silver many times when it really counted. I didn't call the 2011-2013 spike and correction, but I've been right otherwise, non-stop since 2008. In 2009, I heavily advocated PM stacking on YouTube, gold and silver. In 2010, I tried to convince my family to move a little into physical gold. After the spike, they said they were smart not to listen to me. Since then, it has more than doubled here in Canada. So why haven't I done a gold video for a little while? Because I already called all these moves, pretty much exactly as they're playing out now, years ago. All there is to say now is, I told you so, and nobody likes a bragger. But boasting can have a purpose, other than ego inflation, which isn't what I seek. I called the exact gold bottom perhaps better than anyone else, even the experts. I was right. Again. I've been right on this channel for years about essentially everything I've said. Fortunes could have been saved, or made, and lives could have been saved if people had listened to me. Of all the topics I talk about on this channel, from the manipulation of gold and silver, which was a conspiracy theory in the beginning and now has been vindicated as 100% completely correct and true, and no one can say it isn't because people are going to jail and are being punished for gold market rigging and for a complete fraud of the entire system. And why hasn't anything changed, even though this has come out? That's a complicated question. I thought that as soon as people realized that the price of money itself was fake, that they would revolt. But we are so placated now that even the acknowledgement that we are slaves doesn't stir anyone anymore. But I was right when I was saying these things, maybe when there was a chance, when people weren't so placated, maybe there was a chance for us to do something about it. At least 10 years ago, talking about all this stuff. And all of these things have come true, from that stuff to weather modification, to Fukushima being far worse than they said. I said that even on day one. I could tell from the tone of the news articles. You know, I have a bullshit detector that's almost better than anyone else's I know. And it's not just a bullshit detector because it's a pattern recognition is what I have. I have a skill at pattern recognition that almost no one has. And I say it not to boast, but to get the information out there. Please, listen to me. Please, listen to what I've been saying. Listen to what I'm saying now. I can see what's happening. And if you can't, please pay attention to those of us who can. And those of us with a track record like mine. I've had to remove a few videos because of YouTube marking them as copyright claims with music in the background and such, but nothing dishonest has happened here. All my information is still up, and I have blogs and other posts all over the internet. I'm not I am legit. I am been right. The question is, why doesn't anyone notice this? There's two answers to that. One is, I am not an investor, and I don't invest on my own knowledge of the markets. I have never profited off of my knowledge of the markets. I called Bitcoin. In 2011, I started talking about it and saying it was interesting. In 2013, I was calling everyone to pay attention and look at this. And people were telling me to shut up about shitcoins and stop it with the stuff that has no intrinsic value. You're an idiot. It's going nowhere and it's a scam. And those people are silent now. Please, pay attention to me a little bit more. And the reasons that people don't are that I don't put my money where my mouth is. Da Vinci is famous now. He was talking about Bitcoins the same time I was. He only made one correct call. One. But he put his money where his mouth was on that one call, and he's famous now. And he's making all kinds of bad calls now. Useless calls. And he's famous for it. People are flocking to him. And my channel is still completely unknown. Completely. I am completely unknown. It's because I've been right about other things that aren't allowed to come out. Like cannabis prohibition. I've been right about that. It was a lie all along, and I've been saying that. I warned people, don't legalize cannabis. I said in 2013, long before anyone even really was on board with legalization of cannabis. Then people started to get on board with it, and I said, please, no, don't, stop. We kept on going. We've legalized it now, and I said, it's a lie. It's going to be terrible. We legalized it, and the fallout has been obvious. I was right. It was a lie. Legalization was a complete lie. It was a scam, a corporate takeover. And cannabis is 5 times more expensive now, full of toxins. It's terrible. And it's just a corporate monopoly, and that's what happened. Why don't people listen to me? The answer is, I talk about cannabis. I've been told recently, someone said, I really like your stuff about this or that, but I see that you talk about cannabis as well, and I can't have that showing up on my screen. I can't have my wife seeing that, or I can't have my parents seeing that, or whatever. And that is a shame. That is a real shame, because I've been right about everything, including cannabis, all along. Cannabis cures cancer, I said long ago, and I am right. And that's still barely coming out now. It's still barely coming out, but it is right. And lives could be saved if people would listen to me. But my channel is so shadow banned and so censored. And then the people themselves are even so self-shadow banning and self-censoring. When they see my true information, they recoil from it. The knowledge, they recoil because it's so foreign to them. Or they see cannabis mixed in with other things on my pages and my videos, and they recoil from my information. And that's hurting people, and that's why I'm doing this video. There's so many harms of cannabis prohibition, and I talked about that. I'm not going to go into those here. But one of them is that it stops people from paying attention to people who are credible, like myself, who are cannabis users or cannabis advocates, who are credible and who are right and who could be saving lives. It stops those people and it allows them to be discredited for no good reason. There's no reason why I should be discredited. There's no reason why this channel should only have 9,000 subscribers when I've been right since YouTube started in 2006 and I made my account. And the comments I've been leaving since then, and then the videos I've been leaving since 2006 or 8 when I started making videos, non-stop since then, I have been right. And it feels good to be able to say that, yes, but this isn't about ego at all. This is about, please listen to me, and please listen to others who have been right all along. People are flocking to people right now in the alternative media who just showed up, people who have no track record. And that can be a great thing. They might be awesome, but they might not be. They might not. When it comes down to it, pay attention to the people who've been right all along. People who have not sold out. People who have been correct. People who aren't full of fallacies. People who aren't full of inconsistencies. People who have been right about almost everything that they've been saying all along have to be listened to. We must start paying attention to those people in the alternative media. And those people who are brand new need to prove themselves. And those people who have track records of lying or of being wrong a lot, those people need to go away. And we need to really start pushing those people down and pushing the people up who are right. And we need to start seeing past things like cannabis and our stigma around a plant that is harming so many people in so many ways. Stop hiding people's information that's good information just because they're cannabis users, or because they advocate for cannabis, or because they know that cannabis cures cancer and they spread that correct knowledge and that information. If you don't understand those things, that's on you. Don't block that out. Don't block those people out. Don't block me out. I've been right for 10 years straight about dozens of major things, major world events and major markets that could make fortunes and that could save lives and that have saved lives. I've saved lives with my activism. And many more could have been saved. I know that, without censorship and without the stigma of people that are afraid of cannabis because someone else talks about it. Please stop being afraid of people that talk about cannabis. I can't stop talking about cannabis, and I won't stop talking about my other topics as well, and I will continue to be correct about most of those things, and I hope that people will start to see that correct track record. Years, decades now, gold, many other things, perfect calls that are being ignored constantly in favor of people who have no idea what they're doing and just made one lucky call, for example, or just showed up recently and are talking big and have flashy graphics. Look for substance. Look for people who have been right. Thank you.